Hey, we're live. This is Jeff Lichtenstein with Echo Fine Properties. I'm the owner and broker of Echo. We're a local company here in Palm Beach Gardens, Jupiter, and the northern Palm Beaches. So we're going to be profiling three homes today for you guys. First is going to be my dad, who's right below me, Cary Lichtenstein. Give a wave, Dad. Dad's out at Admiral's Cove in Jupiter. And then Sylvia Isaacs is going to be at Jupiter Country Club. And then Chris Burke, we only see his throne. He'll be back with us in a little bit. He's at Legacy Place in Palm Beach Gardens. And then we're going to talk to Chris a little bit about, Chris is one of our best realtors, and we're going to learn a little bit about his background. Rob Moore is our social media director. He's in the top left. Give a wave. Rob and Cary both in blue today. So, Dad, your home that you're at, you're in Admiral's Cove today?
Yes, I am.
And you're at 306 Eagle?
Right. Let me switch from a picture of me so you can see a picture of Admiral's Cove.
You want me to play the video first that Rob has, or do you want to show the pictures you have first?
Well, let me talk a little bit about Admiral's Cove.
Okay, I'm going to put the spotlight of the video on first then.
Okay, great.
Okay, go ahead, Dan.
So I know a lot about Admiral's Cove. I've actually, for the first 2 years, I was a snowbird. And then for the past 22 years, I've lived here full time. So I've seen Admiral's Cove grow and grow and develop. And that aerial there is exactly what Admiral's Cove is. The right side, you can see the intercoastal, and then you can see all the canals. That picture there is of the clubhouse and the marina. And we have dozens and dozens of miles of canals, and 77 floating docks in the marina, 45 holes of world-class golf, two separate clubhouses, and we have a hotel on site with 33 rooms. There's actually 4 dining venues. We have a brand new spa that was 22 million, 14 tennis courts and pickleball courts. There's a picture of our marina, all floating docks. It is quite the place to live. That's our fitness facility. There's a picture of some of our pools. And no, that's not me playing golf. Go ahead. Yes. And that's one of the streets. You can see the aerial along one of the canals. That's the Marina Cafe. That's indoor, outdoor dining, breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week, very casual. And this is a different dining venue. And there's a picture of our entranceway. So as the video ends and the dolphins jump out, we're gonna go back to this picture. Can you get me out of the picture, Jeff, so that I can?
You can, but you got to scoot out of the way.
So I'm gonna scoot completely out of the way here because
Modern technological revolution going on right now. Cary Lichtenstein has disappeared out of the screen.
And it's important that I've disappeared because this, we're talking about a house that the builder tore the house down and construction has not started on the house. Delivery will be 12 months from now.
Not a shabby view.
So I want to talk about the view and explain a little bit about Admiral's Cove. Admiral's Cove has canals. If you look to where the arrow is, the arrow is where the location of the property is. So that lake there and the view from behind the house across the lake is 1,800 lineal feet. A canal is 180 lineal feet. So you get 10 times the amount of water view when you commit to buying and living in this house. The intercoastal, which is in the background, the intercoastal ranges from 300 to 600 feet in width. So you're somewhere between 3 times and 6 times the width. So what I'm really trying to tell you is, in terms of a water view, it is the best water view in all of Admiral's Cove. And this is about, they use the term location, location, location. It is really the best location in all of Admiral's Cove. And so that really makes this fantastic. And that's what you should, besides the house, which we're going to get to in a minute, which is 6,000 square feet, 5 bedrooms, a loft, an office, with its own dock. You can build that house anywhere, but you can't live on this particular site anywhere except Admiral's Cove, and within Admiral's Cove, on this, which is our, we have 2 lakes, and this is by far our largest lake.
And at the end of the day, you always get your value out of location, location, location. You enjoy it because you've got nobody peering in. And sometimes you see these people build monster homes, but they're looking across the way at their neighbor. So that's why this is such a valuable lot location.
That's correct. And I learned my lesson about water and location back when I was younger, and I built a house in Chicago, in Highland Park, Illinois, on Lake Michigan. And I had 600 miles of lake behind my house. And I was there for 18 years. And the cost of the house increased 4-fold, which is pretty unbelievable. And that's probably the biggest, best investment that I ever made. So homes on the water only appreciate, because they're not making any more. They're not making any more water. So let me tell you a little bit about the house. Now I've got pictures here. This is a model home of this house, which was built in a different location, and you get a little bit of an idea about this house. That's the living room. So it's an open floor plan. Yeah. So so we go back here. The kitchen is on this side, and the separate dining room, and there's the kitchen. So the kitchen is open all the way from that back wall where you see the cabinets with the glass fronts, all the way to here, which is probably about 50 feet in terms of an open floor plan. This picture here is the second floor and is the loft, and this could either be a computer room for kids. It can be, well, there's an office downstairs, office combination media room. This could be
gets a great quarantine office.
Oh, unbelievable. Maybe the green is the color of the virus. Bad joke. Then that's what the master bedroom looks like. This is a view, a partial view of the master bath. This is a view of the office media room, which is on the first floor. Um, and this is a rendering of what the proposed house will look like. Now, the house that was built before the pictures that I just showed you had a British West Indies front, or more transitional front. And we could revert back to that, or we could use this front, or we could modify this for the customer's desires. Same thing with regard to all the materials. Since the materials are not spec'd out for this house, since construction hasn't started, the buyer could pick every single material. And in the past, when I've sold this model, the builder's specs are such that people could pretty much pick just about any finish, any material, and it's included in the spec price, because it's all marble floors and Carrara marble. So it's just a fabulous opportunity to live. And then here's another. Let me go back to this. Now, if you go on the MLS, or you go on Echo Find Properties site, or if you go on Zillow, wherever you go, you put in 306 Eagle, you'll get to see the floor plan of the first floor and the second floor. So let me
the link to 306 Eagle and all the homes that you're going to see today are right on the. You can click right into the website in the comments section, and they're right there for you.
Right, and so the old rule of real estate: location, 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 water, water, water. This is the best of the best. There are about 10 new homes built each year. They're teardowns within Admiral's Cove, and this is the only one that's not being built on a canal. So you can pretty much see the canals. You look at the back end of the arrow, the width of the canals, which are 180 feet versus 1,800 feet for the lake. So I've lived here. I've enjoyed this. Oh, must be somebody calling to buy the house. So that's pretty much the story of 306 Eagle and Admiral's Cove.
Dan, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, can you put your wallpaper back on so they have your contact information?
Sure. Let me find my wallpaper. And actually, my contact information is not on my wallpaper, but my number is 561-379-2020. And I can.
All right.
And my email is Cary, C-A-R-Y, like Cary Grant at Echo Find Properties.
Thanks, Dan. So we're going to go out to Sylvia. Sylvia, what home are you doing today? And do you want to start with? You're in Jupiter Country Club. Do you want to start with? The tour of Jupiter Country Club, the video?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to put that on right there, and you can have all the information on the home.
Okay.
On the community.
Okay, so Jupiter Country Club is an amazing neighborhood in Jupiter, very centrally located. It's located just 5 minutes away from both the Turnpike and I-95, and was built by Toll Brothers. So there are newer homes there. It consists of single family homes as well as carriage homes. And what people love about Jupiter Country Club is its lifestyle. It offers all the amenities that a great club has to offer at very reasonable fees and dues. So it's a non-equity club. So the initiation fees and the annual dues are substantially lower than some of their counterparts in the area in Jupiter and Palm Beach Gardens, the equity clubs. So that's the Greg Norman Signature Golf Course. It has 2 clubhouses. One is the Sports and Wellness Center, and it has 2 pools. One is dedicated for adults. It has a state-of-the-art fitness center. I guess I should follow the video. There's the golf course, lots of lake views in the neighborhood. There's the fire pit at the clubhouse near the pro shop. There's also a bocce ball court outside where you can join your friends. You can dine al fresco there at the Cove restaurant. That's one of the 2 restaurants. There is no food and beverage minimum. There's the Sports and Wellness Center. There are the pools. There's also a tot lot, tennis courts, pickleball, basketball, a great fitness center with state-of-the-art equipment. There's also a separate studio where you can take yoga classes, spin classes. That's the K restaurant, which is the more casual of the 2 restaurants. There's the fitness center. They've got great locker rooms there. Each of the men's and women's locker rooms have a separate massage. Oh, I was just about to say that. Massage therapy room where you could book your own massage therapist or have someone at the club book it for you. There's tennis. Pickleball, which is one of my favorites. It's really fun, a lot easier than tennis, but I think really good for your brain because the scoring is very difficult.
That sport has come on so strong now. It seems like all the clubs have retrofitted or have done a pickleball court.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's fun to play with doubles. It's just it's easier than tennis. The scoring is unique. I think it's kind of a great way to ward off Alzheimer's. I really have fun doing it. So the homes are all CBS construction. All but just a handful of homes are impact glass. Some of the older ones that were initially built don't have impact glass, but almost all the homes do. It's a really lovely neighborhood, very friendly, great areas to walk your dog, run, jog, bike. It's very close to Riverbend National Park, which is where I went biking the other day, a huge park next door. Okay, so are we done with the community tour?
We are. So let me put yours on Spotlight.
Okay.
And go away.
Okay. So this is 147 Tresana Unit 85. It is a carriage home. As you can see, it is right on the huge lake. So it has beautiful lake views as well as golf course views. The carriage homes offer single family home living, but very maintenance free living as well, because they're run by condo associations, and they take care of everything, including all the maintenance outside the building as well as the insurance for the building. And each carriage home has its own private 2-car garage and entry. So there's the front. What I love about this unit is its oversized balcony and lake view. So as you can see, these owners have, rocking chairs. So they just sit out there and enjoy the sunset and the beautiful lake view. You can see some pelicans once in a while, nice wildlife. So this model is the Veneto model. It has a private elevator, which you can see here in the foyer. So once you walk up the stairs or go up the elevator, all the living is on that floor, and it's very open concept. This one is a very popular model because it has over 3,000 square feet of living space. And as you can see here, it's very open concept. So you've got the living room, dining room, kitchen, and the main great room.
It's a great floor plan, and there's, when you're up high, you know, on the second floor, there's just your views are so much more spectacular, and the amount of light that's coming in, and it's having your own private elevator is just great.
Very good point. Yep. So you've got these wonderful windows. It's an end unit that let in a lot of natural light, and from every corner of that main living area, you can enjoy the view. So it has nice tile flooring. They've got very high volume ceilings, tray ceilings in the living room. This one is outfitted with some really nice light fixtures, as you can see here. It's got a huge center island in the kitchen. It's a quartz countertop. And while you're standing at the sink, you can look out at the nice view while you're washing dishes. So it's got the white cabinets that everybody's looking for, stainless steel appliances. Jupiter Country Club is a natural gas community. So you've got natural gas for your cooktop, your water heater. There's a tankless water heater in this unit, as well as your clothes dryer. So it's very energy efficient.
And for those of you who haven't had tankless is, it takes up very little space and you get hot water running, 24/7 whenever you want. You never run out of it.
Right. So here you can see the large windows as well in the living room. It's quite a large space. They've got a lot of furniture in here. It's a great place to have movie night. Here's another angle. So the master bedroom is, it's a split floor plan. So you've got your master on one side of the unit and the other two guest bedrooms on the other side. The master has this really nice large alcove area where you can place a sofa like they have. You could put a couple desks in there, some additional chest of drawers. And again, it has a really nice view of the lake and that beautiful palm tree. There's an exit to the patio. So if you want to, hop out there in your bathrobe and try to enjoy some of the fresh air, you can. It has a really large master bath with a walk-in shower with frameless glass doors, a soaking tub, French doors out to a private balcony. There's dual vanities, including a makeup area. This is the guest bath. So there's, in addition to the master bath, there's a full bath that the two guest bedrooms share, as well as a powder room. So this has been nicely upgraded as well with porcelain tile, quartz countertops. Here's one of the guest bedrooms. They're both really nice in size. Here's one. The owners are have a lot of wonderful sports memorabilia. I know you're dying for baseball to come back, Jeff. Here's a powder room, which is really nicely upgraded and decorated. And I'll finish off with the view. Are you there?
Yeah, that's sensational. And what direction are you facing there?
North, I think the rear is northwest.
Yeah, it's real pretty. So you'll get some nice sunsets in there too then.
Mm-hmm.
And then right by you, there's, one of the nice things about Jupiter Country Club is, location wise, you're right by 95 and the Turnpike. So to get to, there's restaurants all over at Donald Ross Roads. If you want to go up north, even into Stewart, you're close by, and it's a 7-8 minute drive on the Turnpike if you want to get over to down to PGA Boulevard and the mall and everything that has to offer. There's all these wonderful walking trails right next door at Riverbend Park, and especially right now that's just so pretty. You'll see deer like in the morning, and you can kayak and do all sorts of stuff. What are the entry costs into Jupiter Country Club as well, and how does the membership work if you want to in there, because it's a unique club that's much more affordable than most.
Absolutely. So you can choose one of two memberships. For a full golf membership, the one-time initiation fee, which is not equity, is $18,500, and your dues would be $740 a month, which is, like I said before, substantially lower than any golf membership in the area. If you are not interested in golf, you can opt for a social membership, and that initiation fee is $5,000, and the monthly is $311 per month. And they have great events all year long. Every week they post, right now we're a little bit paused, but all the different fun events that you can make reservations for right on the app on your phone, whether it's Taco Tuesday, Burger Night, Happy Hour, wine tastings. They have a lot of fun events that are going on round robin for tennis, pickleball, mixers, you name it. So it's a very fun club to belong to. And Club Corp recently purchased it from Toll Brothers. So members have reciprocal benefits with all the other Club Corp properties around the nation.
And then what are they doing right now for members? Can you order out there if you want to, or what other services do they offer?
Yes, they're offering different menus every week, so you can go pick up. So if you are tired of cooking and you just need a little bit of a break, you can certainly pick up from the club. They've even had some wine tastings that were initially scheduled where they were offering some discounts to members where you could go pick up the bottles. There was even a virtual wine tasting. So they're trying, oh, and there's also been a lot of access to classes, fitness classes, whether it's a bar class or yoga class. So they're really trying to make the best of things during the situation until everything opens up. But just recently, they opened up the golf course. So that's available now. The community pool is open. The gym is still closed. I think you can play tennis as well.
What?
So we're starting.
Sylvia was in wine sales before she was in real estate years ago. What are your favorite restaurants you're taking out from right now?
I cook all the time. We picked up from Voodoo Bayou not too long ago. One of my very favorite restaurants in the area is Culinary Cafe, but our family cooks at home, so we've really been cooking at home.
Any surprising dishes you've made recently? Sam made French fries, which was like we took a potato and we thought we found gold. With this whole thing. Anything that interesting with you and your kids are making?
We've just been experimenting. I mean, my husband's been making amazing cookies, and I've been gaining weight because of those. I don't know. We've just been doing, different. I mean, we made polenta the other night. We've done some stir fries, steaks. Just it's kind of the same old. I tried a few different dishes, but I can't remember them right now. Sorry.
Sylvia, put your information out so if somebody wants to get in touch with you to see. Sylvia's a wonderful realtor. Been doing it a long time. She knows Jupiter Country Club well, Rialto, homes on the Intercoastal. She knows all the clubs, all the family areas. She's just a wealth of knowledge and very conscientious. So she's at 371-6610 or Sylvia at echofineproperties.com. Later on, you can see Taco Chula is going to be joining us, so that may be a good takeout. Taco Chula is like the highest rated. If you look under like little hidden gems or inexpensive good eats, Taco Chula I think is number one like in the entire county. So we'll learn a little bit.
Mayo is tomorrow, so hopefully we can help promote that.
This is very good. This is very good timing. So before we've got Taco Chulo on, first we've got Chris Burke on. Chris.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Never better. Yourself?
It's awesome. I love your chair.
Thank you. It's comfortable.
Like you're the king of real estate.
Sylvia, I know you need to run. Thank you. It was great hearing from you. I have one question for you.
Yes, sir.
Regarding Jupiter, the $311 social fee, can people buying in there, does that give them access to the pool and the tennis and all the other things, everything except golf, correct?
That's correct. Everything except golf. And if you have a social membership, just make friends with one of your neighbors and you can play golf as their guest.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye, Sylvia.
Bye, Sylvia.
Bye, guys. Thank you. I'm off to Jupiter Country Club right now for a showing.
Awesome.
Sylvia's information I put in the comment section if you want to contact her or see her home she's representing in Jupiter Country Club. So Chris, you're at Legacy Place today?
Yes, sir, I am. Legacy in the Gardens.
Okay.
Let me get some spots for you. How's that sound? Rob, you gonna run a video or just let me do my thing?
You're doing your thing.
I'll do my thing. So Okay, Legacy Place. This is it right here. Cool little place. It's got a mix of older people, younger people. It actually has a lot of little, little baby strollers through that neighborhood quite a bit. Every time I'm in there showing property, it's a real nice mix, young families, older retirees, great community, really cool amenities, got an excellent new updated gym and a really great big Olympic pool. People like to congregate around that pretty regularly.
But it's a downtown and dining location where you've got a number of restaurants. My favorite Greek restaurants there. There's a gelato place that's there. There's bagels. There's you could just dine out and whatever. And then Barnes and Noble's right there, which is they've got a Starbucks in there, and that's just a good place to hang. And then across the street, you walk over and you've got 18 movie theaters and the Gardens Mall, outdoor at the Gardens. There's like 30 some odd restaurants within walking distance out your front door.
Sounds like you know the place pretty well.
I may buy it. Better hurry up if you're interested.
It's a great spot. There's also, in case you get this quarantine goes on forever, you can buy this thing and walk to the Total Vine liquor store too. So you're all set if you need a cocktail. So that's the actual outdoors. There's another one of the entries right there.
Chris, duck. Now you can see the sign. There you go.
So there's the really cool kitchen. Is my chair in the way there? Can you not see the chair?
It is giant. It's taking up half the screen, your chair.
Woo! There
you go.
So they got stainless appliances in there, all gorgeous new wood flooring throughout the entire unit. Really great spot. Crown moldings are throughout there. It's been completely updated. It's just and the paint job is fresh. It's new. It's a rice neutral color. She also put in a really cool Nest system, which it's really cool letting people in. And you have 2 designated parking.
What is a Nest system?
Nest system, it sees who's at your door. If someone's dropping a package off at your door, it'll see who you are.
So that when you see all those crazy things going on and somebody's taking a package or they're doing something, or you want to let somebody in, you can do all that from that's a Nest.
That is correct. Yes. And it's nice. It's good security.
Do they let you in? Does she let you in when you're by the front door?
I got to break in. It's awful. Let me turn my phone off here. So it's also a gated community. And what I was alluding to before is that it's got 2 nice parking spots, one right in front of your unit and the other one a little bit around the corner. So 2 spots are really nice. You're only on 1 floor going up, not the 3rd floor. Even though it says 303, it is not the 3rd floor. Ironically, it's on 2. So there's just 1 quick little wide flight of stairs and you're into the building. Let me go show you.
It was the numbers in there are kind of like the Boston streets, hard to figure out.
No, they're okay, actually.
That's where you're from is the most confusing city of all time.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. So there's the master bedroom. Really, it's actually really good size. That's a king bed, really good size. And we go over to here. We can see.
You left the lights on for them, like the Motel 6 thing.
Yes, there's the master bath. All nice new shower door. Very spacious. Just great spot. Here's a really cool living room. More again, crown moldings throughout, all new wood flooring. Great spot. We've got it priced at $269. They are anxious to sell this, so any offers will certainly be entertained. And again, just a super community.
Chris, your phone, it's dinging like crazy.
I'm as busy as I've been, which is awesome. No complaints.
He's digging again. There he goes. He can't stop.
Okay. Because I've actually blessed. I had a closing this morning at 10 and I've got another one at 2 o'clock today, and working with some people that I think we're going to put a couple offers in on 2 separate properties.
No, you've been incredibly busy. Did that one in PGA? Did you and Jamie just close that one off?
That closed at 10 o'clock this morning. Yeah, it went very well.
That was like the first sale in this market, but that was a doctor who wanted to get the hell out of New York and bought here.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. He was renting here for years and he's retired and he has an apartment in the city and decided that, you know what, I don't want to go back to the city at all. Neither does his wife. So after the end of their lease, which was April 30th, they they just, next day, they're moving in today to their new home at 732 Pinehurst, and they couldn't be happier. It was a really great.
There was an article in the Wall Street Journal, I don't know if it was today, about the, Florida has had better results, in here, different than the cities. And they don't know if it's to deal with the humidity that's in Florida, the heat, or that we're more spread out. But you're seeing we're getting a lot of calls all over the place on the rental market and on the sale market for people who are looking to get out of urban areas. I talked to somebody today in Cleveland, who was moving down here, and people from Chicago and all over the Northeast and corridor.
Yeah, they're coming. It's great. I don't know what's taking them so long.
Well, I think people are speeding, they're speeding up some of their, people had plans to move in a year or two, and then some of that it has just accelerated it or changed because there's life events,
That's a lot of the feedback I'm getting from my northern clients is life is short. It's time to make the donuts down here. So we'll see.
You have any other photos?
No, not really. That's just the main ones I wanted to show you. What else? Do I have anything else? You care for a bridge?
Yeah, look at that. That is the shot. We have bridges here, but they're going over beautiful intercoastal waterways.
Now those are the main pictures, Jeffrey. That's about it.
So tell us a little bit, Chris, about your background.
My background, grew up in Western Massachusetts, went to college down in Florida at Flagler College in St. Augustine. And then after returned back north to go to, back with my family up north and stayed up there, was in the corporate world with a Fortune 20 company for 23 years. Started in sales, worked my way to management, then worked my way to middle management. And I don't know, I've been coming down to Florida for years and years, and just, the stars kind of aligned back 11 years ago. My dad had passed away. My relationship with a woman had ended, which is a good thing. And I just was burnt out with what I was doing and was tired of the cold weather. And I actually did my real estate, had my license up north as well, and did some properties up there before I came down here, and just really fell in love with the real estate business. I'm really a people person, and I love the properties. And it's been great. I wish I'd done it 30 years ago. I mean, I just love it down here, and it's awesome.
How did you end up in St. Augustine for school?
I was a catcher, baseball. I got recruited to catch. And then after
like Carlton Fisk?
Yes, like Carlton Fisk, except I didn't have his talent. And I got hurt my second season pretty bad, where I couldn't throw a baseball anymore. And that ended that career. So
did you like the hitting part of it more, or did you like handling the pitchers?
I like being behind the plate. I like getting dirty and grimy and getting hit with bats. And you're in the game. You were in the game. It was great.
Did you enjoy St. Augustine?
I did a lot. It was a great little little town. And I was fortunate that when I got hurt doing that, I kind of grew up playing golf too. And I segued right into playing on the golf team. And that was great. Got to play a lot of great golf courses throughout the state, and met a lot. It just great. I was blessed,
Chris won't talk about it, but he's a scratch golfer. He lives over at Frenchman's Creek. He's the club champion. Doesn't even play because he doesn't want to be the club champion. He's like, let somebody else. But he knows more about golf than really anyone, maybe other than my dad. Just about, he could tell you, go to Old Marsh and tell you about that course, and but intricate details. So if somebody's a golfer, and he's also just incredibly fun guy to be around, and people gravitate towards Chris. Tell about Gary Player earlier last year.
Oh,
that's
a great story. I was with a client, actually going to see a client across the street at the Bears Club. And while I was there, I walked in and he was talking to this little short guy, and I couldn't see who it was. And I didn't want to interrupt him. And then when I realized who it was, I definitely didn't want to interrupt him. So finally, my client looked at me and waved me over to say hello. So I sprinted over to him because Gary Player is a legend. And anyway, fast forward, I got talking to him, and he asked me, where you're from? And I said, actually, I took my cart from across the street. And he said, geez, I've never played there. And I immediately went in my pocket and gave him a business card and said, anytime you want to play, I'm available. And he said to me, and this was in April, he said, Chris, you know what? I'm going to call you after the first year and take you up on that. I said, I hope you do. I'd love to do that with you. Well, 2 days later at 3:30 on a Friday afternoon, my phone rings and says, Chris, this is Gary Player with his accent. And I knew it was him. And because I told a bunch of people and they were like, and I figured someone was breaking my balls, having some fun with me, but it was really him. And I had a really, which is funny too. He says, I had a really busy Saturday with showings, this and that. And he says, this is 3:30 on Friday. He says, any chance you're free tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock to play? I sure am. So I canceled everything and he came over, we played golf, and amazing story. The guy is 83 years old. 83. The guy played the same tees myself and a couple of my buddies here played, hit it right next to us as far as length. And the guy, you know, shooting your age in golf is like a feat of anybody that plays golf is their ultimate goal to shoot their age. Well, so that means he's got to shoot 83. Well, he shot 70. He beat his age by 13 strokes. That's unheard of. And he did it effortlessly. And then it was great afterwards. We came into the 19th hole and we had a sandwich. And all of a sudden I had 1,000 new friends. People I didn't even know lived here. Hey, Chris, how you doing? And so he kind of held court for a half hour and he enjoyed. He's a great ambassador of the game. And it was just a great, great experience. He and I spoke in the parking lot for a half hour afterwards. And I actually spoke with him this past Christmas. And we were going to actually try and play again, but with this whole thing and the course is closed, it never came to fruition. But I will stay in touch and see him again. He's super, super guy.
Yeah, I remember reading about him as a kid, and he had the best short game, sand game and putting game. And he used to, in South Africa, he would not come in. His rule was until he made 3 shots from a sand trap, and would just practice all, however many hours it took for him to hold 3 shots, which is incredible discipline.
Wow. Well, if I were to do that, you better turn the street lights on.
No, I'd be maiming a lot of people and all sorts of golf carts and things.
Here's one more really fun fact about that guy. He today holds the record in the world for the most miles ever flown on an airplane. How about that?
That's pretty
He's
amazing.
Been to South Africa and all over the globe for so many years with golf that he's lived so long that he holds the record for the most miles ever flown.
Well, if you look at his win record, I mean, it wasn't mostly on the PGA Tour. I mean, he won, I think, 6 majors or some.
8.
8. But he, sorry, Gary, if you're watching, we didn't need to take away a couple of the majors from you. But he's won all over the place on every continent.
Internationally, he's amazing. Long time Hall of Fame member.
Yeah, and he won he was playing like into his 60s competitively and on the senior tour and winning. And I think I remember he qualified for the Masters like at 59 or 63. It was a year like Nicklaus was like 98. They both made the cut that year. I remember watching that.
He still hits it off the first tee with Jack Nicklaus as the commemorative first ball hit at the Masters every year. They used to do it with Arnold Palmer, but unfortunately Arnold passed away last year, so it's just the 2 of them now.
You were talking about St. Augustine. For those of you not from Florida, or even if you're here, we moved down here in 2000, and our son Sam was 2. Jade was born a few years later. And one of the neat things about Florida's like, it seems like to me, it's like made up of, just a number of different, it's like a bunch of states in one. There's like Key West, which is its own place. And then there's Miami. And then you've got like a St. Augustine. And we went to St. Augustine a number of times with our kids and we vacationed there. And there's about 14 or 15 things to, you can spend a couple days there, easily with the shops and then the Fountain of Youth and all the little things it's the oldest city in the United States and stuff. But within Florida, we took, we go to Miami a lot. We'll do like the concert there, or just it's a completely different vibe. Or South Beach, good people watching. Key West is It's its own place, and there's if you go to Key Largo or all the way down to the Keys, a lot of people like it for the boating. St. Augustine is pretty amazing. Orlando is Orlando, and there's so many things to do, obviously, there in Cape Canaveral. The other coast is really interesting. If you've never been to up to Central Florida or down the Panhandle, we drove one year to New Orleans and then drove down through the Panhandle back, which was a lot of fun. Where are your favorite places to go?
In the state of Florida?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a pretty big fan of all the local golf courses. I can certainly tell you that. I'm not a big fan of Key West. Do you know, here's another funny fact. Key West has no beaches. It's all rocks.
It is rocks. You see that farthest point is, and then there isn't a beach there, I don't think.
No.
It's just you take a picture in front of the sign.
That's right. So I'm a bicyclist too, and I love getting on the bike and going out toward Jupiter Island and Hope Sound Beach. And what I do like, far as beaches go, when I go up north to them, I like when you get to the Daytona area where you drive your car right on the beach and pull off your chair, turn your music on, and you're there with your car, your cooler's in your trunk, you can have a sandwich, and
you can drive your car onto the beach. I've never really explored
actually,
Daytona.
Yeah, and you actually don't have to go that far. It starts at Vero Beach. So if you go, Debbie and I have actually gone up there and parked in Vero Beach, pulled our stuff out, put the music on, opened the trunk, and pulled out our chairs and an umbrella, and your car is right there. It's awesome. It's really cool.
The sand's it's hard.
Very
it's pretty
firm.
cool. It's pretty neat.
Very, very wide.
Have you ever been to Captiva and that whole area?
Yeah, now I tell you,
Those are pretty beaches.
Sanibel is breathtaking. We go over every year at Christmas time, and those beaches, especially if you like shelling, it's incredible shelling. But the sunsets there are.
Chris is a huge sheller. He loves to shell every day.
Oh yeah.
What you do that? It's how long has that been going on with Debbie's family?
Debbie, it started 44 years her family's been going. And she and her siblings have timeshares over there. Her parents fell in love with the place and bought each sibling a timeshare the last 2 weeks of December, week 51 and week 52. And fast forward 44 years, her children, who she has triplets, have gone for 37 years in a row. And now they have 10 timeshares because they have kids and those kids have kids. So this Christmas we had, I think, 37 or 38 people for dinner on Christmas night or whatever it was. It was awesome. It was just, feast. So, and we're all over the place. So it's really a fun group. Yeah. And they're all sports junkies. So we all play all sorts of fun games.
The point I was making in Florida, I think this is the best area in Florida because it's not, we've got the Kravis Center and the Maltz and the beaches right here. And there's all the boating and golf and restaurants and everything imaginable, but we're below the freezing line. So like once you get into where like Port St. Lucie is and stuff, there's a big temperature differential where it gets cold. Like when we were in the Panhandle that year, it was like 50 degrees, but like in our area, it was in the 70s. So it's a major difference when you're looking to purchase, but there's 13 or 14 major different areas to go to. And there's these little 2 or 3 or week long escapes that you can do, depending on if you like to dive or if you like to golf or just get away and see an area like, even like we're not very far from like, Charleston or what's the area in Georgia I'm thinking of? That's
Savannah?
Right up from, Savannah. Those are 7-8 hours away.
Right.
And you can take all these little mini vacations, which is kind of
Sure.
cool.
So I've been in Florida a good chunk of my life, school, what have you. And when I was going to school, to your point, in St. Augustine, I wore a jacket a lot. I mean a lot in December, January, February. It was cold. I mean, let me check that. It wasn't cold, but it was chilly where you needed a jacket sometimes, and then in the summers, I went over to the West Coast because my parents were in Sarasota while I was in school for 4 or 5 years. And the West Coast is really nice, but it just doesn't have the same vibe as here. And then when I moved down here 11 years ago, I started in Delray, worked my way to West Palm Beach. And I got to tell you what, I've been here 7 years now. If I had to go anywhere in the state of Florida, I would not leave North Palm Beach County. I just think, to your point, it is so much to do here. The weather is breathtaking. The beaches are spectacular. It's not crazy crowded. And it's just the weather.
Well, I like to visit Delray, but I wouldn't want to live in Delray.
I would never live in Delray. Way too many people for me. But it's a great place to go to dinner on Atlantic Avenue.
Right, right. More
Right.
in the summertime now. It's gotten so crazy in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, where do you guys like to travel to with your kids and stuff?
My favorite, I like the Keys. We love the Keys. We go to Key West. I mean, it's not a kid-friendly place, really, Key West. But Isla Morada, hidden gem, I feel. Love Isla Morada. Love it down there. Fishing. We went 2 years ago, and we hit a school of mahi, and it was mahi after mahi coming in the boat.
Wow. That's great.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's fun. You keep them all and fillet them?
Oh, we had fish for a week or so.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so
George, George has come in. Where do you like to go travel within Florida?
Let's see. He's gonna go mute quick. We have him coming up at 1 o'clock here.
Great
hit
to be, you guys, great to be here. And so, yeah, I went to the Key Largo not too long ago. That was a great experience. Haven't made it down to Key West yet, but my business is in Jupiter. I live in North Palm Beach, and so I think we have so much to do around here. It keeps me busy, to be honest. I've lived here 10 years, and I still haven't done everything there is to do here in Palm Beach County. So a lot of the times we stay local, but yeah, Key Largo was great. I really enjoyed it.
There's all these little parks, even if you like go off of Indian Town Road,
Yes.
and each one's completely different than the other. We have these natural parks, like Riverbend we were talking about with Sylvia earlier, which is, if you haven't done that, that's amazing. But then there's all these other little nature getaways and places where you can kayak and stuff. There's so many little things to do, all over the place that we haven't found yet. Even when we live here, it takes, I've been here 20 years. So what do we have the rest of the day, Rob? You want to give us our schedule?
So George is on. We're gonna sign off here in a second and then come back on with George. We went a little close to the time here, but George is the owner of Marshall Fitness Palm Beach. He's going to talk a little bit about his business and I guess the adapting Zoom classes and all different type of things there. So that'll be an interesting one. That's coming up here at 1 o'clock. And then at 2 o'clock, let's see if I can switch my background. And I know people are going to get hungry here.
wow.
Taco Chula
at 2 p.m. And then at 3 p.m., we have, I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly, Organicide, Organ, ORGANICIDE, Disinfection Services. So they're like this organic disinfecting service for your home, for your business, pet friendly. People are worried about spraying chemicals and what's going to do to their kids or their dogs or their pets. This is all organic disinfection for what's going on right now with the coronavirus. So that's an interesting, timely topic that we're going to be talking about. But in about 5 minutes, we're going to switch it over to George, and he's going to talk all about his business. Sounds fun. Sounds like a good way to stay in shape. Sounds like a good way for families to get together and do some different things. So, George, we'll see you back in a few minutes probably here.
And for before we sign off for this segment, Chris Burke, if you want to get in touch with Chris at echofineproperties.com. Chris, what's your phone number?
You can reach me on my cell by voice or text at 561-531-2173. Thank you.
Chris is a little shy. He's a little quiet. It's a little bit of a boring experience.
Looks like Will Ferrell.
Yeah, it is very Will Ferrell.
You know it.
There he is.
Chris is an awesome realtor, and he's just a great guy, great humanitarian, just loves people and terrific to work with.
Thanks for those kind words, Jeffrey. Thank you.
So for George, and George will be right back on, Sylvia Isaacs, who's disappeared from the building, Cary, who's got a toothache, Chris Burke, Rob Moore. Who's got that toothache.
Herbie wants to be
first. I got a toothache, and myself. So long, everybody.
See you guys.
Later.